Cause I'm about that. Cause I'm about that. I'm about that come up, running up on them fools that are talking foolish. Try to get them funds up, killing the mic just like I ran and jewels in. Y'all gonna get done up front and on that kid with an attitude, but you can't really blame this motherfucker for what he had to do. I'm about that cash flipping, I'm getting it on and off the market. Not about that VIP, not me, not never been a fan of carpets. All about that RIP for all of my Jesus gone departed. All about that finish what I started, I'm about that.
Top down the night, you're not ready. We ride, we about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night. Down the night, you're not ready. We ride, about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night.
Know that I'm about it. Want a man I can bring the drama, but it ain't by chance I'm fucking rapping. You don't really want a problem. Made a little cash in the back end, but still rapping like homie starving. Yeah, y'all gotta ask who the man is. Hope I'm gonna be like, beg your pardon. Homie, I'm about that.
Top down the night, you're not ready. We ride, about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night. Down the night, you're not ready. We ride, about that. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night.
What's up, everybody? DJ Yoakley with you here on the YSN Power Hour, sponsored by Baird Brothers. That's the first half of the show, guys. Let's get to the national day at hand before we do some introductions. It is National Power Rangers Day. So let's just get this over with. What's your favorite Power Ranger? Let's start with Ty.
Blue Ranger, absolutely.
The nerd?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember anything of Power Rangers. We got blue. I like the color.
All right.
Blue.
Mikey, what do you got?
I don't know. I'm probably going to go with the red Power Ranger just because that's the first one that came to my mind.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
If that sounds right.
His name is Jason, or once was.
All right. I wasn't a Power Rangers fan.
Scary that you know that.
It's not scary to know that, Paul. It's part of pop culture.
I'll name all six.
You're a nerd.
You know what's scary is you're wearing a freaking hoodie outside.
Not a hood. It's a very light T-shirt.
Does it have a hood?
It's got a little light hood on the back.
Does it have long sleeves?
That's a hoodie.
Does it have long sleeves?
What's that?
Does it have long sleeves?
I'm making up for Schuster. Yeah.
Very
I
light,
got
long
some sleeves
sleeves.
Luke, did you get robbed?
Why?
Somebody stole your sleeves.
on.
I know. Look.
Oh,
Got him.
You know you have to wear sleeves when you come to the
that
game
was a
tonight.
bad joke.
I know. I anymore. I get called out when I have sleeves on anymore. I've created a monster. It's gonna get really cold here real fast.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad news, and they're gonna call you out every day. When
It's
Santa
true.
Claus is coming to town. Jeff Bezos, who is your favorite Power Ranger and why?
I would say the Green Power Ranger because he goes from evil to nice to the White Power Ranger. Bam, Green Power Ranger.
And they called me a nerd. I had no idea that dialogue.
It was
Well,
a silver
that- one
green
of
and
the
all
other day.
that.
Quinn, do you even know what the Power Rangers are?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I never watched the Power Rangers.
Nope.
Damn.
Luke,
I'm 41 years old. That was way before Paul and I. I mean, or after Paul
After
and I.
us,
I was
yeah.
in what Jeff? Which one did you say?
The green one.
I'm gonna go with the blue one.
Ty liked the blue one right above you.
Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going with Ty.
I'm gonna guess Jamie's gonna go blue too. Just
Actually, no. I might be wearing blue, but I got to go with the Red Ranger, man. He was a leader. It's hard to go against him.
love it. Oh, and now our resident Power Ranger expert, Mr. Anthony Malone.
I know all the six. I grew up on the stuff. That's why I remember it. It was every Saturday. I'm going Green Ranger. Green Ranger is always the best of the choice because he had his own Zord that he would drive and everything. When I was a kid, I loved the Green Ranger.
Let's go to Game Day Paul Munson. This ought to be good.
Yeah, I go with Luke. Luke and I had no clue about Power Rangers was way past us. I mean, we were in high school probably by the time the Power Rangers came out, so we were too cool for the Power Rangers.
You saying you're too cool for anybody is a statement in itself.
Just
so,
saying.
Captain hoodie and 80-degree weather.
Thankfully, EB went off there because did everybody see he was driving in the car?
Yep.
Trying to
I think he just went whoops.
Yeah.
He bounced back out. I think mine. I went from red to green, but I never made it to what color did he go to, Jeff?
Green.
White.
Green
He
to
went
white.
to white. Okay, so
Yeah, I went to white.
I didn't make it to the White Ranger. I cut off whenever I had to play football. We'll just leave it
I
at
listened
that.
to it on the podcast today, so that's the only reason why I know that guy. went to
That's
white.
far more dedication. I am not the expert anymore.
All right, Carrie's calling out Luke now, and now you're already getting people. And Robert Switka bouncing in, White Power Ranger all day. So there we go.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't think we'd get much in the way of responses for this stuff, guys, but here we are. And
nerds.
speaking of here we are, ladies and gentlemen, what a Thursday night we had on the network. So much so that we caught so much flack because the servers crashed. 22,000 people came storming the castle at YSN, and we stood guard until we could no longer. And then iSynergy, our agency, fixed everything up in 8 minutes. So after that, there was no problems, no wrinkles, no anything. And we had, like I said, 22,000 people on the network last night. Incredible. And we started the day, 14 games. Started 15 games. I'm sorry.
15
had
games.
to cancel one because of how do we put this? Issues that we could not get around. We'll just put it that way. And then we have 14 games. And then one gets canceled in East Liverpool Beaver Local. The entire EOAC put the kibosh on things, moving everything to tomorrow. And then you had the big one, I thought, the one that I was doing, Springfield and Mineral Ridge, unplayable field conditions. That is now moved to tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We have all your updates on ysnlive.com for all your postponements and things as we gather them and try to get them around to you, recycle them back to you. So crazy night, even crazier day today. And then today is supposed to be kind of the crown jewel of week one with all these games, and now it's split over a 2-day period. Do you like that before we get into like who's playing and why they're playing? Do you like almost a 2-game so you can kind of sit back and watch teams play on different nights because we've been without for so long? Ty, we'll start with you.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it spreads it out because it would be hard for someone to watch, all 13 or whatever games. So now you could pick and choose a game from last night, tonight, and tomorrow night. So it really almost covers your entire weekend as far as sports, and you get your whole football fix for a whole weekend except for it instead of just one night. We'll
go to a couple comments here real quick. Will Rutledge out in Minnesota. 22,000. That's awesome. Good for you guys. Thank you. We were. There was a little bit of nervousness going on when the site was down. We were catching some flack, but honestly, the team we have here, Brian Scott kept his composure. Anthony Hartwig did a great job on social media, keeping everything transparent for the people that either paid or didn't, just wanted information. And I tried to keep things cool on our side as well. So I commend our team. And also iSynergy for what they did to bring it back in such a quick time frame. Robert Switka chiming in again. Yep. Couldn't watch my Irish smack the Cowboys, and the server must have been like that in that Trojan horse in Sebring that never showed up. Wow. Wow.
Sebring on the gun.
Dang, that's shade right there. That's shade right there. And a shout out for Brian. So I'm guessing Anthony Roma is trying to butter him up for later tonight in that Hubbard Predators game. Yeah, that is the Tony Romo, like the real one. Yeah, not like that fake guy that played for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Guys, again, Mike, your thoughts on do you like two sets of games here, Friday and Saturday?
I absolutely do. Usually on the Saturdays after a Friday high school, you got your college football with the cancellations, postponements, and the fact that in week one high school, you're never having college football unless it's a team like Austin Peay playing on a Saturday. So you got half the games on Friday, half the games on Saturday. You got a nice 2-day fix of football to start your season. I honestly think it is absolutely perfect. And I was looking forward to watching the rivalry game tonight, BL and EL, but we're going to have to wait till tomorrow. But still, it's going to be a great game.
Can we try to go to JB real quick and for his analysis, because he's calling a game tonight and he hasn't stopped talking about it.
That's a crew right there. Look at that crew. Get ready to go.
Quinn looks like he's ready.
Quinn's not driving. I'm driving.
What does that matter?
Not, well, 'cause I don't want to drive. I'm the play-by-play guy. You know, maybe my second guy in the booth could drive a little bit. No.
If you're not.
You get a big shot of a guy in your first night.
He's got a big head already. Hey, I'm the
I love
talent
it.
here.
I
I
love
need to
it.
drive.
No, to answer your question, it's exciting. Like I said, we're going to break the internet tonight and break the internet tomorrow night. And everyone jump on board. Let's have a good 2 nights of football, huh?
Quinn, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. Nothing better. Great day.
How was your first night of football last night?
I heard you had a good game, Quinn.
Yeah, thanks.
Shoot it over.
Yeah, it was a great time. I mean, me and Eric had fun. That was really all that mattered. Football was nice to see. I mean, the game was a blowout for McDonald, but it was fun.
And now we move on to the guest of honor here.
Wow.
Is making his debut in the Brady Bunch squares. It is Luke Schuster.
Trapped in a basement somewhere.
Yeah, he's blink twice if you need help.
There's too many kids in my house. I came home early, and then you invited me on, so I had to go in the basement because the children are everywhere.
So, I mean, you are the MLO bro, and you split that title with your brother Isaac.
I do.
You are a proud sponsor of YSN. Do you like the idea of Friday and Saturday football from a sponsorship standpoint?
Absolutely, I do. I mean, I get double the exposure with Audible Call tonight with Mike Ackelson. You know, as soon as you came on the show on our podcast and said, "Hey, this is available," you didn't even ask me. I immediately texted and said, "Dude, I want in." So I'm proud that Nationwide Mortgage is sponsoring that. It's gonna be awesome. So I think it's a good investment. And to be honest with you, I'm looking at the weather. Have you guys looked at all? It looks like it's going to stop right at 7. So.
Oh, really? Because it was 7:30. Are they pushing it back now? Or pushing it forward? I don't know.
It's a rain by 7:30. Yeah. So I guess you're right. Yeah, 7:30.
I have the Storm Tracker 21 app. I just let that do all the business for me. I'm not worried about it. We're not weather people. I had to tell people, like, don't come to us for weather. You go to them for weather, not us. We come to us for sports. But I think, you know, you guys have a great game, you and Anthony, and we'll get to that in a minute. But really, there's going to be more eyes on you tonight, I think, than if we had the 14 or 15 games. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Poland versus South Range. That's where I live is Poland. Where I grew up is South Range. I know those are two being from both places, pretty much, those are two very passionate and very excited football areas. And it was a good game last year until Poland pulled away a little bit. But I'm really, really excited to go with Anthony. And Anthony, I'll drive you. You can drive me as long as we're together in the booth, buddy. That's all I care about.
It's an honor to drive you as your play-by-play announcer. I would gladly take you anywhere.
Shame.
I'd rather
We're
be
a
in a
team. I think Quinn and Betos up there need to look at us for little role models.
I agree with this. I agree. I like what I'm seeing here. With 1 year under their belt of experience on YSN, these guys, I mean, it is Oscar and Felix. It is the odd couple. I will do that. However, they love each other. And you two, JB and Quinn, there's no love there. Zero.
I refuse to look at Luke as a role model. Refuse.
I don't look at Luke at Mr. Schuster as a role model either. He was terrible.
As you call him, Mr. Schuster.
Mr. Schuster.
He was a terrible basketball coach.
Mr. Schuster.
Yeah.
No reason.
Jeff is still bitter because I was his high school basketball coach when he was a freshman. Go ahead and tell him I made you do wall sits when you forgot your jerseys.
Yeah, I wasn't even playing. We were playing like Springfield, and I knew I wasn't playing, so I forgot my jersey. He's like, "Oh,
I didn't bring your jersey to a game, Jeff."
No, it was my practice jersey. It was from practice. You from my practice jersey. He was like, "Hey, you forgot."
That's a Betos move. You don't bring your jersey to a game, and you go, "I wasn't gonna play, man.
I'm not playing anyway.
I wasn't going to play.
Yankees rule.
I wasn't going to play.
I would put Betos in, and he would immediately grab the ball no matter where he was, anywhere 3-point line, half, and fire it up. I mean, that is a true statement.
Yeah.
Iceman.
Yeah. He looked at me before I got in the game. Coach Schuster looked at me and was like,
Jeff was trying to be Steph Curry before Steph Curry.
You're out. I'm like, okay.
As soon as he get it, he fire it up.
Jeff
and
was
then
that guy from.
went down at the next end. He's like, you're out. I'm like, well, we're up by 40, coach. What do you want me to do? Try to score here.
FYI, before we move on to Jamie, this is going to be a power hour in 15 minutes because we are underway here on YSN in what we're calling Football Fridays. Not real fancy name, but we started at noon and we will end around midnight tonight. That's 12 hours of football, and you don't even have to change the channel. So make sure that that you're watching. You know, you grab some chips, you grab some pop, you sit back, and you got plenty to choose from tonight. While we're on, Luke, it is the Audible Call, the debut of the Audible Call. Luke, you kind of dipped into it, but for those who don't know why it's so important, why you love it so much, what really stood out to you about the Audible Call?
Oh, there was a couple things. First off, I grew up with Mike Ackelson doing the play, doing the after the game plays on WFMJ. So, like, when I think announcers, I think Mike Ackelson for football. That was number one. Number two, Red Zone is, basically it's a Audible Call. We don't want to use Red Zone, but that's kind of what it is. We're going to be doing live updates. And then the overall scope of it, where we're how many teams? 54 game, or how many teams is it? 53 teams?
Yeah, we have 53 teams overall. But Heartland doesn't play football. Yeah, but like that's the thing is the possibility. This week's weird, right? Because everybody's kind of spread out over Thursday, Friday, and now especially Saturday. But like on a Friday night next week, look out. Look out. John Polino chiming in. I brought my football spikes to my first basketball game one year. Yep.
Ready
that
for
is going to be just FYI. Tomorrow night, Jackson Milton, John Bellino, who just chimed in there, will be with our very own Jeff Bezos, Jackson Milton, Louisville. There's nothing that can go wrong there. There's nothing that can go wrong. One doesn't bring his jersey, and the other one brings spikes to a basketball game. So, awesome. Here's the keys to the Lamborghini, boys. Go for it. Jamie, your thoughts on being able to go Friday and Saturday? Yeah, really, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
AKA Inspector Gadget over there. He's got the helicopter.
Dude, that's what I figured he was talking about.
I think so. It took me a minute to kind of analyze it.
I can't be sweating when I'm on camera,
Don't sweat the small stuff, dude.
But what is it? Friday and Saturday? All right. I would say from a fan's perspective, I like it because I can, I'm not gonna be able to watch any games tonight and be broadcasting one. Saturday, I'm gonna be able to sit back, watch some football with the bros. But as a player,
oh my gosh, don't do that.
Look at Paul. Look at Paul today. Mine's like longer. Paul's is just really red. It's like a basketball, Paul.
Perfect.
Jamie, go ahead. Don't.
Sorry, Jamie. Sorry.
It's all right.
It's the Luke show.
I'd say as a player standpoint, it's definitely going to be a little bit weird, especially, if you've never played a varsity game on Saturday. Like Hubbard, we never did that. It was only JV games, so you might start to get a little bit of a vibe. No fans as it is. No fans playing on a Saturday. Bit of a JV vibe, so that would suck.
Anthony, a couple questions. Number one is, how do you feel about Friday and Saturday games being broken up? Number two, how the hell do you kind of lasso in Luke Schuster in the booth?
Well, I'll start with the Friday and Saturday. So for Friday and Saturday, it's great for a fan perspective. You get to watch the Audible Call even tonight, but you have some games that you could follow that maybe you didn't think about because your team was playing. But now they're postponed until Saturday. Great from a fan perspective. The problem is from a player perspective, that day that you're expecting to play on Friday, you have to now wait an extra day. It's better now that you postpone it now instead of doing it in the first or second quarter, in my opinion, because I've seen that even cause extra trouble. And how do you wrangle in Luke? You just let him go. Just let him ride. It'll help out with conversation. It always seems to work out in our favor. And also it's great, so I don't have to talk to it every single second. Luke's got me.
Let's head over to Mr. Munson's neighborhood. What do you got, Paul?
I think it's great. Obviously for our network, it's going to be awesome too, because now we can spread out the fans. And like Anthony said, you can watch more games because you're not worrying about, having to just watch your game and miss some other games. So it's going to be great. And I'm looking forward to it as well. So you have 3 nights of football. So it's going to be awesome.
I feel like you have a green screen of a Chevy commercial behind you. Because you got the Chevy truck with the American flag.
That's it.
Nice
Heartbeat
job.
of America, everybody.
That's today's Chevrolet.
That's right.
EB, welcome to the show.
Thank you for not driving anymore.
Yeah, that scared us a little bit.
Your safety was our concern.
Oh, my fault. It's worth a shot, but then risk wasn't worth the reward. So.
That a boy. EB, we're talking about games being split up, some postponements today. In case you didn't hear, Beaver Local, East Liverpool, Toast till Saturday. All these games being played on Saturday at 7 p.m. Southern Local, Latonia, Lisbon, Wellsville, United Columbiana, and Springfield, Mineral Ridge all moved to Saturday. Does this become an advantage for the fan, and does it become a hindrance for a player and a coaching staff?
I think for the fan, it's an advantage because there's a lot of games that I would have liked to see tonight. And I mean, obviously, you can always stream multiple sources or through multiple sources or multiple games. As a fan, I like it because now I can watch, the Poland South Range game, but then tomorrow I can also check out the Columbiana United game or a couple other ones. As a player, I was never really a big fan of the Saturday games. That was just me personally. And in fact, I think, Malone, you might remember this. It was my senior year. We had to drive down to Malvern. We got us stormed away, had to come back home, then go back down on a Sunday. So it kind of throws off your routine, and you're always prepping for Friday. So is it it's a great time, but it's not a huge ordeal, but it kind of, I think it takes away some of the momentum because you're always working for Friday. You get in that routine. So I'm not, as a player, I'm not the biggest Saturday fan, but I'm sure with these kids, it being week one extra day is not going to matter to them.
All right, so let's turn the page on this, and let's go to some of the games at hand tonight that actually are being played. So when you take Springfield off the board, I think, the state runner-up, I think the game of the night probably is going to be, at least on paper, it's going to be Poland versus South Range. Where do you look for this? I mean, this is two powerhouse teams in one powerhouse conference, and there's no team that looks at South Range and Poland and said this is going to be an easy win. Do you feel like this is a huge first week matchup? And let's start with the guys that are going to call it. Let's start with you, Ant.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome matchup because both of them, Poland won the division. Number 2 was South Range. South Range getting used to this grouping of teams that they maybe haven't played a lot in the past few years, let alone getting used to a new conference. You're going to see a lot of returning linemen for Poland, a returning quarterback, and it's going to be I won't call it a new defense, but there's a lot of identity that was lost in the last season and trying to find out who is this defense and who's going to be the talented players. On the South Range end, they are returning players frequently throughout the skill position area. So it is an awesome matchup where you're seeing an awesome defense that is returning for South Range from a secondary perspective, and how are they going to intermatch with that Poland team and from a passing game perspective. And then we have the rain to go on top of that. So it's going to be a great matchup between the two teams that are 1-2 last year.
A conflicted source in this guy, Luke Schuster, a South Range Hall of Famer on one hand, and on the other hand, now a proud Poland resident. Luke, how do you see this one turning out?
Last year, I went down on the field before the game and kind of walked around. Poland's guys were so much bigger, and that's what took out South Range. I don't know if you guys remember, and I remember specifically. Last year, South Range popped a real quick touchdown, and it was like, oh, man, this is going to be a game. But then the big, huge size of Poland's offensive line, like Anthony said, a lot of them are coming back, just wore down the defense. And they were, they're in the stack eye, power eye, handoff, and it just wore them down. And that's what how Poland ended up pulling away. I'm really interested to see how Coach Yeagley adjusts to that size, uses their advantage of speed. And Poland's fast, too, don't get me wrong, but they're not going to – South Range is going to have to come up with some ways to get the ball outside away from those big guys offensively and defensively.
Paul, you obviously are in the school. You've seen both these teams play. You're going to see them tonight firsthand as the PA announcer. What are your expectations for both these teams? I think Luke hit it right on the head, but how can – what everyone's talking about Poland being the favorite, how can South Range kind of overcome that incredible size that Poland has?
I think on offense, they need to take advantage of their skilled position guys. You have Michael Petrone being the new quarterback. I mean, he stepped in late in the year after Isaac Allegretto got hurt. So now you have him coming in there. And, they got to take advantage of Dominguez and Blasco in the backfield and just, pound the ball down there because Pancake's not playing anymore. So you lose that skill, speed on the wide receiver end, along with being a return guy. And on defense-wise, they lost some defensive linemen. So that's going to be a big big hole to fill for them, because if you got those big hog mollies for Poland back, at least most of them, they're going to push you around a little bit. But Poland doesn't have a Lessie either. So they lost their big gun in offense that they had last year that took advantage of the speed that they had and got outside those big guys, and he wasn't going to get caught when he turned the corner. But myself personally, and even though I know I'm a homer with South Range, actually the game I think that's a huge game tonight is
Whoa. Slow down. Before you go there, we're going to finish this thought. Who is the player to watch, Paul, for both of these teams?
For Poland, it's going to be the quarterback. Their quarterback's going to have to take control of that offense, and if they're going to win, it's going to rely on his shoulders. And for South Range, I want to say it's going to be Michael, but realistically, I think it's going to be Dominguez. Dominguez is going to be the horse that they need to ride, and if Poland shuts him down, it's going to be a long night for South Range. If Dylan can't, make some moves and get out there and get in the open field, it's going to be a long night for South Range.
If Dylan runs for 150 yards, do you feel South Range is in a good situation?
They'll be close.
What's the number?
For them to win and how many yards he needs to rush for?
Yep.
200.
Okay. So 200, and because that opens up the passing game naturally as well.
Absolutely.
But it shows you the running game's working. Luke, who is the player on each side, Poland and South Range, that you need to keep an eye on?
I think we're looking at both running backs on both sides of the ball for sure. I think the weather's going to be a factor. I think if whoever establishes the run game first is going to end up pulling ahead, and that'll be it.
From my perspective, it's going to be Jack Fulton, the quarterback of Poland, is going to be a big factor. Will he run the ball as much as he did in the early going of his season, or will he pass the ball to Sanafani or one of the new guys that are going to be around? Because there was a lot of seniors that they had to replace. On the South Range side, I'm with Paul. I believe Dominguez is going to need to be a huge factor, especially in the wet conditions, in order for South Range to pull off a victory.
I hate to say this because I hate when coaches tell me about, it's so cliche about turnovers, but I think the team that has the most turnovers is toast tonight. Guaranteed, because these are two teams that like to grind out the play clock. And at the end of the day, I think that the team that keeps it in their hands the most is going to be the team that comes out with the first week dub. All right. I know where you want to intro it, Paul, because I know where you were going, and that's exactly where we were headed. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, as much as I'm a homer with South Range, I think the game of the night, even before all this moving and shaking went on, was you got two powerhouses in the SVC up there that Ty's going to get to call tonight. Fitch and Boardman. Those are two schools that are just synonymous with football here in Mahoning Valley, and that's going to be a huge game in my opinion.
Game is sold out. There are no tickets to be had in Austintown. Fitch, but one guy that is going to be there right beside one of the most legendary guys that we have on our staff, Scott Knox, is our very own Ty Bartell. Ty, when you look at this game, this is must-see television. So when you look at the teams that are on the field, you've got Boardman, you've got Fitch. Even though there's no playoff on the line necessarily, the rest of their season kind of dictates what happens tonight.
And especially since the rivalry is so synonymous in the Austintown, Youngstown, Boardman area, and for it to be happening week one, which is something that I don't think it's ever happened or hasn't happened in a super long time if it has. One thing I will say about tonight's game, too, you're going to be looking on both sides of the ball. For Fitch, you're going to be looking at Devin Sherwood, the quarterback, and then as well as Nate Leskovac and Todd Simons, which serve as wide receivers and defensive backs. All three are tremendous athletes. Served a lot of great, did a lot of great things for that Fitch basketball team as well. They served a lot in the success of them. So you're going to see these guys, Todd Simons and Leskovac especially, are very quick guys. Todd Simons a little bit taller, around 6'3", 6'4". He's able to get those long strides, and he's a pretty fast guy. On the other side, though, for Boardman, you're looking at guys like Jake Powell, Anthony Miko, Joe Safara. Those guys, big offensive, defensive linemen. They do both sides of the ball, so they're great at protecting your guys, and they're great at getting after the ball on defense. So I would watch, though, Marco Stiliana for Boardman because he's the senior captain running back for that team. So you're going to want those big offensive linemen. They're getting out and blocking for him. He can really toast some of this Fitch defense if they're not careful. And it's just two great programs. And with me being a Fitch graduate, obviously, you know the rivalry. It's something you talk about all year. But now that I've been graduated for a few years now, you really look at it too, and you really know how great both these schools programs are. And of course, with TJ Parker stepping in with Fitch, after the unfortunate death of Coach Annarella, TJ Parker's going to step in and try to take the reins of this Falcons team and bring a new level to this rivalry. But on the other side, Coach Ignazio always does a great job with that Boardman Spartans team. So it's going to be a great matchup to watch tonight.
Listen, outside of probably his immediate family, there's nobody that's a bigger TJ Parker fan than I am. I think his energy is contagious. He's been in the studio. We've had conversations. I consider him a friend, and he is awesome. And I'm looking forward to talking to him before and after the game. I think this is just a dynamic matchup of two of the biggest schools in our area doing battle for pride. Because at the end of the day, they're both going to make the playoffs. And this is just you walk away and try to make sure that nobody walks away hurt. I think it's a great matchup week one. Obviously, it's going to be we have Billy McCartney chiming in. He wants to drop his 2 cents from the keyboard warrior position behind the curtain, pitched by 13. Make sure you know that you'll have to be back on Monday, Billy, if something happens. So just throwing it out there. And, of course, I don't know if you saw this, Ty, when you were talking. He throws it out there that your loyalty is represented. EB, is in a game like this, two big names, two big schools, and two big programs going head-to-head like two battering rams. I mean, this is just going to be fun to watch, yes?
Oh, absolutely. And, I mean, you have a couple of variables that can make it super interesting. It's going to be wet outside. It's game one. As we've attested to a million times, it's been a weird year. No one's really had any scrimmages to prep or get ready. If they did, they got one last week. So I'm curious. It's going to come down to who controls the line of the scrimmage, who controls the turnovers, and, who puts a couple drives together. Like Quinn and I saw last night, Sebring did put together some good drives. They just shot themselves in the foot, with a couple of quick turnovers. So, and that can switch a game real quick. And everyone knows who Fitch is. Everyone knows who Boardman is and what's at stake. So, week one, rivalry, two big dogs going at it. I think this is what these kids live for. So I'm excited to see it, and I think everyone else is too.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk Hubbard and Struthers with our very own Jamie Thompson. We're also going to talk about the other matchups, and we'll give our picks. We'll also recap the games last night. Not a whole lot of barn burners, boys, but good games nonetheless, and I think everybody's just happy to have football back in their lives here in the Valley. We'll take a break, be back with all of that, and the G. Burbick Farms What's Your Beef? Make sure you guys got one today because we're going to need it. We come back on the YSN Power Hour.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Baird Brothers remains your source for fine hardwood products. For the time being, we're open for customer pickup only on weekdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. till noon. Place your order online at BairdBrothers.com. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
The 4M Company, being an architect and construction manager for over 40 years, has had the opportunity to use many different electrical businesses for our projects. The depth, quality, and knowledge and attention to detail displayed by Dickey Electric makes them stand out above all the rest.
For state-of-the-art expertise and a timeless commitment to our customers, contact Joe Dickey Electric. We are everything electrical.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you guys. When we look at tonight's games, there's some dandies out there. We talked about a couple already, but one that I know Jamie is chomping at the bit to talk about is the Hubbard Eagles playing host to the Struthers Wildcats. Jamie, when you look at this matchup, this is one that the roots run deep, my friend. You've been a part of it, and now you get to announce it. How do you feel about tonight's game?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the game tonight. You know, Ty said once you graduate, you start to really respect the rivalry. For me, no love lost with Struthers. Still don't like those guys. Very excited for the action tonight. You know, Struthers, I've talked to a lot of the Hubbard guys, and what we've kind of seen is that the O-line is their weak point. So we've moved a little bit of our defensive line around to try and play with that. Guys in the middle have apparently been kind of slow, so they're going to try and hit them hard, don't get off the ball very fast. Both these teams struggled with the scrimmages against smaller schools. Struthers played JFK, and they did beat JFK, I believe, but you know, we saw them struggle a little bit. Hubbard played Brookfield, and Brookfield's Hayden Gibson absolutely tore us apart. But I think game one, tensions are going to be running high, blood's going to be flowing. We're going to see a hard-nosed spot game. I put the final scores out from the last 6 years. I think it's been at least a one-score game 4 of those times, and I'm expecting the same thing tonight.
I was just going to ask where the dog was coming from, but I think we all know where that is. Captain Munson's neighborhood down in the bottom. So you're going on mute, Paul. Mike, again, your game gets moved from tonight to tomorrow. Beaver Local, East Liverpool. But games like this, I mean, we had a star-studded lineup. What game are you most looking forward to watching tonight here at the HQ?
I'm going to have to go with Ty Bartell's game. I'm really looking forward to watching Austintown Fitch face off against Boardman, you know, 2 powerhouse schools. And, you know, we always have that text chain going, updating each other on the scores so that Anthony can put them out on social media during score updates. I was always paying attention to when Austintown scores came in and Boardman scores came in. And I have no real connection to Boardman other than the fact that my 8th grade English teacher, I think he's the offensive coordinator over there at Boardman, so I might be cheering them on. Sorry, Ty. But, yeah, Austintown, Fitch, and Boardman, always a great matchup to watch, and I can't wait to see things go down there.
I got to say, before we go on, EB, I couldn't help but notice, look at this, look at the fade. I mean, where did that come from?
It came from like a good buddy at Clientele, Matt cut that, or Matt Wilson, if you want his real name. Definitely, they loved it. We sat there. I got there about 2:30. One of my buddies, Vince Natoli, was there as well. We talked a lot of high school football, talked about some things that they have coming up with us that they're super stoked about. And everyone there is just as equally excited that football's back and that they can tune into the games. A lot of these guys have vested interests. You know, they have sisters or friends or kids that go to these schools, and they're pretty pumped, man. And obviously, haircut is, as always, great. So
there's not many of us here on this panel that can get a haircut, or maybe there's just some of us that can't get a haircut, but there is one that might be due for one.
I got mine cut earlier today.
The Bride of Frankenstein over there.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that's no. We love our friends over at Clientele. I mean, they are the official barbershop of YSN, and unfortunately, I don't need one. But I mean, I just love the fact that I said, this is what I got. And he goes, "We do beard too, man." Like it was split second, like hustling. I love it. So thanks to our good friends over at Clientele and Matt, always invested what we're doing at YSN. But now that we're looking at kind of the GQ of YSN, here he is, right here.
Hey, and congrats, Mike. He got his driver's license.
That a boy, Mike.
Yeah.
That a boy. Appreciate. And you were wearing a Pirates shirt doing it. I said that was the biggest win of the Pirates year right there.
Absolutely. We never win.
Let's talk about some of these other games that we have on the network tonight. Brookfield and Liberty, and if you're looking to get involved in that one, look no further than Batman and Robin. Quinn is not upset about the game. I think he's more upset about his partner and even more upset that he's going to drive.
Whoa.
Oh, I ain't driving. Not a chance.
No, we just listen to the bangers all the way up there. And
what?
Bangers. Banger.
Oh,
Do we want to know what that is?
Yeah. It's like,
You don't
know,
want to know what that is, and you don't want to hear Jeff trying to pronounce names right next to me right now.
I'm trying to announce like, I'm
really
not too bad.
Look, can we do a spontaneous spelling bee for Jeff?
No.
No.
Please no.
Hey, McNuggets, you just got your driver's license. You're one step from being half of a man.
Okay.
Dang. That was a little deep. That one cut deep. Luke, can you give me 3 things you'd rather do than listen to Jeff?
Dentist.
Hit your head off the wall.
Jump off a building.
And watch paint dry. Those are 3 things that I'd rather do than watch myself, actually.
But for $9.99, you can watch it tonight on YSN.
That's right.
I will pay you $9.95 for me not to listen to Jeff.
It's
tonight.
$9.99, Luke. Stop saying $9.95 because
Sure,
they're gonna be pissed that we're making 4 cents on this.
I think I posted that a couple times.
Yes,
too.
and you keep saying it every time. I just give the face.
Just say
I like $9.95 better. It sounds better.
It's $10.
No, this isn't Walmart, Luke. This is $9.99.
It's that South Range education for you. We don't round up.
It's my banker. I round down on everything to make things look better.
Gosh,
Oh,
it's my banker. Round down.
Do you even have your own car?
Yes.
Well, hey, JB.
I love to have my mom and daddy buy me my first car.
Can you leave him alone?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Just worry about Brookfield and Liberty.
It's not you.
Yeah.
Mike might have made me upset that he.
Worry about pronouncing cinnamon before you can make fun of a 16-year-old. How about that?
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Worry about Brookfield and Liberty tonight.
Yeah, worry about that. Don't worry about Mikey up in the corner. He doesn't do anything to you.
Me and Mikey have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, he hates you, and you love picking on him.
He just comes at me all the time. You come at a grown man, I come back at you. That's not my fault.
My
Here's
gosh,
wrong
Quinn.
Difference.
Good luck. Good luck to you.
2 days of announcing for you, Jeff.
I'm
Brookfield
gonna
and
be
Liberty.
walking.
I'm telling you.
Today is the first time I'll ever feel bad for Quinn.
You just buried Quinn right there too. All right, Mike. You're on your own.
I also owe Quinn an apology for the way the Lakers were able to bounce back from going down 0-1. So
Here,
I apologize.
the full box.
I am sorry. LeBron and AD shoved that right back down my throat after game 1. So congratulations to Quinn, and I do apologize.
Hang on. Let me get there. And go ahead, Quinn. The floor is yours.
Proud of you, Mike. Proud of you. About time you listen to me.
What is Jeff?
What is Jeff doing in the background? You're pumping your chest, and the Pirates and Yankees have the same amount of wins over the past 10 games.
Here we go.
That's really embarrassing.
Here we go. All right, let's get to these games before everybody
How can
tunes
you-
out.
Why even try to do that, Mike?
You'll get your segment. You just calm down.
Yeah,
I don't
relax.
want it today.
Relax.
I don't want it today. Please don't do it today.
All right, Brookfield Liberty. That game, obviously, JB and Q will have. So tune in for that one, guys. What are you anticipating? Brookfield is supposed to be. I mean, they always seem to put up a nice product. Liberty looking to kind of foundationalize the program. Do you feel like this is a game that is going to be a closely contested one?
Quinn says no. It could be if field conditions there with Brookfield having like a grass field, so you don't know how that's going to work. But I really think that Brookfield is the better football team, and should be a good game. Well, good call game too. I would say. Most exciting play about to happen. A punt.
I almost just said that was the best 30 seconds you've ever had on anything YSN.
Yeah.
And then
he
you
ends it with that.
followed it up with that. Nice job. All right. Also, in action tonight, I think this one is vastly underrated. Cardinal Mooney hosting Steubenville. Guys, that is going to be a slobber knocker if I've ever seen one, because Steubenville, when they roll red roll, right? They roll in. They're probably partying about now, rolling into Stanbaugh Stadium. Do you think that Cardinal Mooney, under kind of a new helm of Carl Pelini, is going to be able to stick it to Steubenville and send them packing? Or is this another Steubenville start that gets them rolling towards obviously another playoff run, but could be another state championship year for them?
Steubenville's going to come in there and pound them, unfortunately.
Yeah. Steubenville has a different breed of fans. Like, they, like...
Don't mock their fans because they're going to buy this.
No, I'm not. Like, I went to, when they played up here for that state semifinal game, when they played Ursuline at Boardman, when Boardman opened the new stadium up, they have a different breed of fans. They they love football more than the Valley does, and
They are rabid.
They were yelling at the Ursuline fans, like they were yelling at the quarterback that he couldn't throw the football, and I felt bad. And
That's all it takes to be rabid for you?
Oh no, they're a different breed. Trust me, when you say they're partying right now,
Hey quarterback, you can't throw the football very good.
Dude, not even that. I can't say half the stuff they said. But when you said like they're partying right now, oh yeah, DJ, they are partying right now.
That's why I said it, Jeff.
They're going to beat Mooney by 50 tonight.
Yeah,
By 50.
Their fans are sort of like Texas high school stuff.
They
They shut the town down and everybody goes, but now they can't. So,
Jamie, what you had your finger up? What do you got?
Played Steubenville 2 years ago, and the amount of profanities that I heard from the stands and the amount of profanities that were hurled at me and my teammates on our way back into the locker room is something I've never heard. They really are football 100%.
Did they say that your quarterback couldn't throw the ball very good?
Yeah, that's all they had.
Being really
Did that rattle him?
Oh, of course not, because we just run the ball anyway. We don't have to worry about throwing it.
Yeah. All right. I think we're all in agreement. Cardinal Mooney and Steubenville should be a great game and probably one of the ones you should punch the ticket for with that virtual ticket on YSN.
I'm interested to see Pelini under the helm and see what he offers to the table for them now.
I'm excited.
It's a new style of coaching, so
he hasn't had long with him either, right?
And it's still going to offer something that maybe you haven't seen before from Cardinal Mooney, or maybe Steubenville hasn't seen before, because it is a experienced coach.
Jason Ray, Todd Thorne, and I believe Rick Shepis will be out there covering the game for us tonight at Stambaugh Stadium. So make sure you tune in for that one. Here's an interesting one I think doesn't get a whole lot of coverage but deserves it. Champion versus Crestview. The Rebels rolling out to Golden Flash Country. Do you think that Crestview, with having no seniors last year and pretty much a heavy load this year of seniors, do you think that is advantage them, or do you think that Champion just continues to churn out great student athletes and to pull off maybe I think would be an upset at home? Let's go to Ty Bartel.
I still think I'm looking at Crestview in this one. I still think Crestview can get the win. They've been they had that last year where they didn't have many seniors. They really seasoned a lot of these guys going into this year. I'm expecting a lot better of a season from Crestview. I think they're going to go in and I think it's going to be a close game. I really do, because like you said, Champion, they're pretty well known for producing some pretty great athletes. I think it's going to be a fun game, but I'm giving the edge to Crestview on this one.
EB, you are a Columbiana County guy. I got to believe that you know Paul Cusick up and down. You know him well. His teams never seem to lose that he's the coach mentality. He's a leader, and I think I can go to you and say Crestview's going to follow Q on this one, right?
Definitely. I'm a huge Coach Q fan, and I've been fortunate enough to where my dad coached with him, and I've been in the locker room with him, and he has a way to get the troops ready. And him and I actually talked last year, and he knew he was going to be young, but it was he looked at the picture, a big picture mentality. It wasn't, he took it week by week, but it was to get the kids better. And if you look at how they played last year, the second half of the year was a lot different than the first half of the year. And these kids, for damn sure they've been in the weight room, they've gotten stronger. He has a great staff and great support. And I think they're going to come out and they're going to be ready. And a part of me, Coach Q does a great job of getting them to have that underdog mentality that you're being slighted. And I can't wait to see these kids come out and take that mentality and see how they let that translate to on the field.
Billy Mack taking the flashes, also flashing that. Yeah, let's go back here. You're talking to my boy Mike.
I thought Jeff was asleep.
He did look like it.
He's studying his Brookfield roster, making sure there's not an absurd amount of S's, because if there are, we're in trouble.
Sammy Smith.
He doesn't have a list.
I hope you get diarrhea.
Take that.
Take it back.
Really nice.
Yeah.
You're not a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
It was really. I was just being nice with the kids. The guy was saying, "Do you want me to tell you what he was saying?" I'm saying.
I hope you say all your S's correctly tonight.
See, Anthony got it. Because I'm not going to do it.
Jeff, can you say that Tigers love cinnamon, they hate pepper?
Tigers love cinnamon, hate pepper.
He had to concentrate so
Yeah,
hard on
you
that.
see that? He was like,
Nailed it.
Tigers
something you would never
love
say in
cinnamon,
real
they hate
competition.
pepper. The next game we have is where to go. Camel LeBray and Richie Giuliano, as well as Dom Joseph, will have the coverage on this one. Two teams that are still trying to make names for themselves. A beautiful stadium in Camel, and I think that LeBray is going to be ready. Vikings always seem to be ready and up for a challenge. I think that's going to be a good one as well. Tune in, make sure that you can utilize this. Again, $9.99 is all it takes to get these games tonight. Richie will have it for you. He did a great call of the Canfield game last night, so check that out. Lakeview and Girard, and what is this? Here we go. Y'all cover the Girard Lakeview game yet? We have not, Dean. We're covering it right now, buddy. We want to get your 2 cents on it. Let's get your 2 cents first. I mean, Girard, seemingly another year, another powerhouse. Do you think Lakeview can play the David role versus Goliath in this matchup? We'll go over to you, Jamie. You're familiar with both these teams.
Yeah, I mean, Girard has lost a lot in the last 2 years, but honestly, playing Lakeview, I expect them 100% to come out with the win. Lakeview has really stumbled in the last couple of years here, and honestly, I just see Girard all the way here.
This is going to be an interesting part of our show, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to put him on the spot. Since he's been a coach, he's been a player, and now he's a Hall of Famer, I'm going to go to Luke Schuster for the coach's speech for Lakeview. Luke, take it away.
We got to go out there, guys. We got to play hard. We got to give it everything. We got to go out fighting. You got to work hard, execute your plays. If everybody does their job right, we will win. That's all I got right now.
Let's go. Nobody can hear you, Jeff.
yeah, they can. It was unmuted at the time.
Yeah, it was through DJ's microphone.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, you hear it through mine.
I always liked being an underdog coaching and playing. I mean, you're going in, you don't have a lot of hopes to win, but it's something said to be about standing your ground and trying to take them out. So
I like Lakeview in the underdog role here, but I don't see them overcoming the powerhouse that is Girard. I mean, they're good, and I think they're going to sneak up on a lot of people again this year with what they have, because there's not many guys on that team. They're all team guys, and I'm excited to see this. So I'll be watching this one for sure on pay-per-view. Yes, I pay for my own pay-per-views. Thank you very much. Latonia Southern got canned. Mineral Ridge Springfield got canned. Edison versus Toronto. The only person that probably has education on this is Mike McKenzie. Mike, your thoughts on this matchup?
I think that over the past few years, Toronto has definitely gotten better in the football department. And, I've been to Edison. Football years, they haven't been great over the past few years. Toronto's gotten better. Edison has kind of stayed neutral. And I think I got to go with Toronto, the Knights, to take this one away from Edison to start the season. I mean, Toronto over the past few years, they've been a sleeper team that nobody really talks about. I think they made the state playoffs a couple of times at the very least.
It's going to be a big night for Edison. They're debuting their new football field, the turf. It's beautiful. And Joanne, she just does a great job as an athletic director down there. Hopefully Coach Shane can get a big win. This will be a huge program win for Edison and the Wildcats if they can walk away. So the one thing I've learned about Edison quickly is that they never give up. I mean, they will scrap and claw their way out. Just from a school standpoint, those kids, it's almost like embedded in their DNA that they're not going to throw the white flag or throw the white towel in. So here's one that, unless you're from the area, not a whole lot of people see this rivalry. But if you are from the area, my goodness, it is the game, and it doesn't usually happen until the end of the year. It's Salem West Branch, guys, and I'll tell you, our friends over at 643 Productions do a fantastic job. Guarantee they put something out here in the next hour or so. It is going to be dynamic to see what they put out. But as far as it goes for tonight, Salem West Branch, Anthony, you're nodding your head down there. How big is this game to both of these programs, regardless of the playoffs?
Oh, it's the rivalry game that both of those teams look forward to at the end of the year. Both have a storied history of one wins, the other wins, and it becomes an actual rivalry within those 4 years for a lot of those classes. So it's not so one-sided as it's led to believe by some if you're only paying attention to the scores. But it's a solid rivalry that you hear about throughout the year. And then on top of that, it's not just football. So it's experience in both both boys and girls.
Another game, we talked about South Range in Poland. We got Warren JFK versus Warrensville Heights. That game is being played at Mullenkoff. Dom O'Brien is going to have the call for us, a graduate now at Kent State University. Great young man, but you want to talk about a championship caliber program. Warren JFK has a ton coming back. They've got the top of the line players. You've got Jesse Likens going to the Air Force Academy. He's going to be a difference maker in tonight's game. They're playing on turf. To me, the rain really doesn't matter. The thunderstorms don't matter as long as it doesn't lightning. And no pun intended. That's Jesse's nickname on YSN. EB, does the rain hurt JFK if they're a speed first team?
No, not at all. I mean, defensively, they're a great defensive team. You have Cam Hollabaugh, which I believe is a 2-time returning defensive player of the year, if not at least one, and he's always getting a ton of accolades. You have the Vikings on offense. If anything, if it turns into a running game, it benefits JFK. So I don't think this rain really plays into a factor. And the mentality at JFK is, I think we've said it before, it's state or bust. So they're ready to, they're geared up, they're ready to go. And out of weather, good, bad, snow, sleet, rain, I think they're geared up, ready to play.
And the final game to check in on tonight is Waterloo hosting Western Reserve. A new era for the Blue Devils in Western Reserve. Do you think that they're able to pick up the pieces and move forward? They certainly do, and I think they might be onto the right track. Luke, a Western Reserve team, is this a powerhouse in the making once again?
I hope so, man. They had the coaching switch there. When was that? Right when Rock left. I mean, that's got to be tough. We had I want to say my sophomore, junior year for basketball, we had a couple coach switches, and it ended up being a great move. But that's tough on kids when you got to learn that fast with the adjustments on coaching, with a short summer to begin with too. So I'm curious to see how Western Reserve will do this year, and see if they can adjust with the new coaching stuff.
We have a forecast from John Bellino for Thunder, Inland, Lightning, and Warren tonight. I think that might be, forecast is spelled wrong, but it might be a towards Jesse Likens, I think, but I don't know that that's for sure. I don't know. I put that up without reading it first, and I immediately regret my decision. Kind of like when Luke puts things up, I now have to proofread his comments in the section. Thanks again for that one. Oh, we're trying this again? Here we go. Let's try it again. Again, forecast still spelled wrong. Thunder, lightning
spelled correct.
Yep, that was the tougher one. Good on you, Johnny. Good on you. All right, let's go to our picks. We're going to go around the horn. We're going to go from EB up and have our picks. We can do all the games because we're not going to be on tomorrow. Let's go Wellsville versus Lisbon. EB.
I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with this one.
Paul.
Lisbon.
Anthony.
I'm going Allmore's new team, Lisbon.
Jamie.
Wellsville.
Luke.
Lisbon.
Q.
Lisbon.
JB.
Wellsville.
Mike.
I'm going to go Wellsville.
Ty.
Wellsville.
I'm going to take the underdog. I'm going to take Lisbon. Let's go with Waterloo.
We should have kept track yesterday to see how our picks were for today.
If only there was some kind of technology that I could go back and watch it.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody should come up with that. Waterloo versus Western Reserve. Let's go, EB.
Reserve.
Wait, let's just stop. Is anybody picking Waterloo?
No.
Reserve across the board. JFK versus Warrensville Heights. EB.
JFK.
JFK.
I'm going to go JFK as well.
JFK.
Yep, those guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
JFK.
Yep.
JFK. South Range, Poland.
Oh gosh,
this is gonna be good. All right, let's start. I'll let you two pick last. Let's go with EB. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs on this one. Poland.
Months.
Can't say it. Add a boy months.
I'm amazed. Jamie.
That's my heart, but I have to pick Poland.
Q.
Yeah, that team down to 24.
Oh, he can't even say it. He can't even drive through it.
Won't say it. Don't drive through it.
JB.
South Range.
Mike McKenzie.
I'm going to pick against the big boys, South Range.
Okay, Ty.
Poland.
I'm going to take South Range. All right, Anthony.
All right. Well, it's normally if you're the play-by-play, you usually don't pick a team here, but I'm going to do the best I can to just give an answer. I will pick the Thunder and Lightning that will rule the day. No, I will actually pick a team here, and I am picking Poland.
Okay. And then the Hall of Famer from South Range and Poland resident. Probably some mortgages on the line here, I would say.
Yeah,
let's give him the big box. Let's give him the big one. Let's go front and center.
I can't pick this, man. I'm calling it down the line. I'm going to take the professional and totally wuss approach and not call, not pick. I hope it's tied 0-0. I agree.
All the things that you do as a crazy ass to affect your business, and you won't call South Range Poland. I won! I got him!
It's so ingrained. Like South Range, I love Poland. I love South Range. I can't pick it, man. I can't. I know all the kids that play at Poland and all the South Range. I can't do it.
Come on,
I can't
have
do
some
it.
stones, Schuster.
Never. Like you said, I have probably a good amount of business. I know it's soft, man.
That's right.
Can't do it.
Wow.
You did the right thing. You did the right
too
thing.
Too vested in both those
I made the
schools,
wrong
man.
choice. You know, you're a role model. You should have been a coach in basketball for one of our people in this panel.
Who's that? Give a big mascot. Give him a big mascot. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, this could turn into.
She wants to be like Lee
interesting segment.
Corso, the Lee
All right,
Corso.
here we go. Salem West Branch, EB.
Let's go, Quakes. Salem.
Muncie.
Warriors.
Ant.
Salem.
James.
Gotta go with Salem.
Luke.
Is that at Salem or at West Branch?
At West Branch.
West Branch.
West Branch.
Q.
West Branch.
JB.
Salem.
Mike.
West Branch.
Ty.
I'll say West Branch.
I'm taking Salem. Let's go Edison versus Toronto. I'll start. I'm going to take Edison. Ty.
I'll say. You know what? I'm gonna say Toronto. I'm gonna go. With
Sure. Take the guys that are on YSN. Mike.
I think I got to go with Toronto on this one.
What the heck? You're both fired. JB.
Mike alluded to it earlier that he likes Toronto better, so why would he not pick them?
No, I'm just busting chops. JB.
Toronto.
Q.
Toronto.
Luke.
Edison.
Boy.
I don't even know where to say that one.
He's like,
could you point at Edison on a map right now?
Oh, I know Toronto's south. I don't know where.
Edison's down towards Beaver Local.
This is real life. This is
Where is it at? Where's Edison? Can you that direction south?
Richmond.
Yes.
Is Richmond the actual town?
Yes.
You know where the power plant is down on 7?
Yes. Well, on my way to Gainer, or on my way to the sportsman
casino.
The Cabela's down there.
You pass Miss B's sweet tea, and you take 3. Yeah, it's that. I mean,
It's up the hill from the steakhouse and the power plant.
Quinn complains about driving to Sebring, but he knows exactly where Edison is. So
On the way to the casino. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
Jamie,
exactly.
your take on Salem West Branch?
We don't do gambling on the show.
No. Edison, Toronto.
DJ.
Oh, I'm sorry. Edison, Toronto.
If I pick Edison, do I get some merchandise?
I said call me out after the show. After the show. YSN loyalty. I appreciate that. Anthony Malone.
I'm picking Edison.
Muncie.
Edison.
And EB.
I'll do you a favor. I'll call down to Toronto and see if we can get in down there. I'm going to go Toronto.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Another big one. Springfield, Mineral Ridge. Back to you, EB.
Springfield all day, no question.
Muncie.
You
can't even do it. This is tougher for you than it was for Schuster.
Yeah, I mean, because I'll be honest, like when they were in the state title, I was actually kind of rooting for them a little bit, and then I saw like some of their shirts that they were wearing, and then I just rooted for them to get just crushed. So I'm gonna pick, even though I know they're gonna lose, I think I'm gonna pick Mineral Ridge.
I guess we're not gonna have you contact anybody at Springfield anytime soon. Anthony.
Nope.
Yeah, Springfield, absolutely.
James.
I got to go with Springfield by like 35.
Luke.
Yeah, Springfield.
Q.
Springfield.
JB.
The team 5 minutes away from the other team. I can't stay them. I can't do it. Mike went on that too. I hate them.
Mike.
I can't pick against the state runner-ups.
Ty.
Springfield.
Springfield as well. Let's go with Latonia and Southern Local. EB.
As much as I love Coach Julia, I think Southern just returns too much. I'm going to go the Indians.
Let's go ahead, Muncie.
Yeah, I'll take the Indians.
Anthony?
I'm taking the Indians as well.
Okay. Jamie?
I'm taking Latonia and Ferry.
Luke?
Yeah, I'll go Latonia the Bears. The
JB
Bears.
and Q.
Latonia and Ferry run for 300 yards.
My uncle Ron lives out in Latonia, so I'm going Latonia.
Mike?
Coach Rich Wright and Southern, take it.
Ty?
Latonia.
I'm taking the Bears. New AD, new superintendent, and Marco Ferry. I'm interested to see this one tomorrow. Lakeview Girard. EB.
Gerard.
Any Lakeviews? Any Lakeviews?
Nobody's taking Lakeview.
Okay.
I wish I could.
That is
LeBray versus Camel.
Camel.
Who said that?
Sorry, I went out of turn.
Okay. EB.
I'm going to go LeBray.
Anthony.
I'm going LeBray as well.
Jamie.
LeBray, no doubt.
MLO Bro.
I like LeBray also.
Q.
LeBray.
JB.
LeBray.
Mike.
LeBray.
Ty.
Oh, LeBray.
Camel. I'm going Camel. I'm going to go opposite you guys here. Hubbard Struthers. Jamie, start us off.
I mean, is it even really a question? Hubbard.
Well, it was,
Okay.
but now it's not. Luke.
Struthers lost their quarterback last year, correct? Senior?
Well, they got Aiden Hall. He played quarterback the last 7 games.
Okay, that's who we saw, Anthony. So I'm going to go with
Correct.
Struthers. Yeah, he was sweet. Struthers.
Q.
Struthers.
JB.
Hubbard.
Mike.
I'm going to go Hubbard.
Ty.
Struthers.
EB.
Gonna go Struthers.
Muncie.
Yeah, that was that Struthers game that we called Luke together.
Yeah, he was awesome,
that
man. He
kid
was fast and
unbelievable.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to take the Wildcats.
Anthony.
I'm in favor of you, Thompson. I want it to happen, but I'm picking Struthers.
Yeah, I got him to pick the Wildcats as well. Let's go with East Liverpool Beaver Local. We'll start with Mike McKenzie.
I'm picking Beaver Local all day long.
I would hope so. Your dad's probably
Every
standing
day,
there. Your dad's standing there with a club doing
Nah,
this guy.
he's probably still drowning his sorrows that he's got to play it tomorrow.
Ty, Beaver Local, East Liverpool.
I'll go East Liverpool.
JB.
Unmute. East Liverpool. Yeah, that's muted. I'm not running.
Q.
The first time in my life I'll ever agree with Michael, but it's all for his dad. I'm taking Beaver Local.
Luke.
Beaver Local.
James.
Mike was rocking with me, so I'm rocking with him. Beaver Local.
That's loyalty
Yeah.
right there,
Loyalty.
boys. Anthony Malone.
I'm going Beaver Local.
Munts.
The Potters.
EB.
Potters.
I'm gonna take the Potters. I don't know why. I'm just gonna take them. Just to maybe split it up a little bit. Columbiana and United, and we head over. I don't know which one to start with. You're both Clippers. Let's go with EB.
No question. Gonna go Clips.
Muncie.
Yeah, the Clippers.
Ant.
Clippers.
James.
I got United.
Luke.
Clippers.
JB.
United.
Q.
United.
Mike.
United.
Ty.
Columbiana.
I'm taking the Eagles. Champion versus Crestview. Let's go with Ty.
I said it earlier. I'm favoring Crestview.
Mike.
I'm leaning in Crestview's corner.
JB.
Crestview.
Q.
Crestview.
Luke.
Like Crestview.
James.
Go Flashes.
Ant.
I called this game last year, and I'm going with Crestview from what I saw last year.
Muncie.
Yeah, sure, Crestview.
Can I change your name to Quinn? That was a Quinn answer if I've ever seen it.
That was like ripping off a Band-Aid.
EB.
Gonna go with the View.
I'm also going to go with the View. Cardinal Mooney, Steubenville. I'll start this off. I'm taking Mooney. Ty.
I'm rooting for him. I'll go Mooney.
Oh, 2 in a row. Mike McKenzie.
I'll root for Mooney, and for my pure hatred of Steubenville, I'm going to go Mooney.
All right. JB.
I know it's not going to happen, but
Q.
Yeah, Big Red.
Luke.
Yeah, I don't think you can go against Big Red. There's no way.
James.
Roll, Red, roll.
Hold on. Time out here. Not you, Jamie. Billy, you said you were working, so you couldn't come on the show. Yet you have more comments than anybody other than in the history of the show when you're not on it.
He's not loyal to his work either.
No, he's not loyal to it. Dagger. Anthony, who you got? Cardinal Mooney, Steubenville.
I took some risks on the board here, so I'm going to go with Steubenville to make sure I get somewhat of a surefire.
Hedge your bets.
Munson.
Yeah, the big red.
EB.
Yeah, definitely Big Red.
All right, Brookfield Liberty. Let's go to the two clowns that are going to be calling it. JB.
Liberty.
He is.
I'm sorry. There was somebody in a Jeep that had her top like pulled up and it's pouring down rain and she's getting soaked. I got distracted. I'm sorry.
You mean the top of the Jeep, not like her shirt, correct?
The top came off.
Can you just imagine the descriptions he's going to have for football players tonight?
Hey, this guy was running on the field.
He's running on the field. He's got cleats on.
This number 27 kid looks really cool getting some water.
Quinn gonna be like, Jeff, we're in warm-ups. We're not even on the air yet.
They're standing around, bud.
That guy looks really fast.
That's the water boy. Quinn, who do you got? Brookfield or Liberty?
We're trying to have a show. Shut up. My God.
Stop. Yeah, Brookfield. Okay. Luke.
I'm gonna go Brookfield.
James.
You said this in Hubbard about 25 years ago, they'd kill you, but Brookfield.
Ooh, good point. Mike.
I really want to go Liberty here, but I think I have to go Brookfield on this one.
Ty?
Brookfield.
I'm going to take Brookfield as well. Anthony Malone.
I'm going Brookfield as well.
Muntz?
Yep.
And EB?
Ditto. Brookfield.
All right, here it is. Well, it's not the last game. We still have like 4 more to go from tomorrow. Let's go with Austintown Fitch versus Boardman. Ty Bartell, you have the floor.
Well, Falcons have won a lot of the past matchups. Last time Boardman won was in 2015. Last year, Falcons dominated them 41-14. I'm going to go Falcons, even though Boardman can always upset you in a rivalry game.
Damn, you're really milking this studying you've been doing of this game. I like it.
Gotta get it somewhere.
Mackenzie.
All right, thanks for the little nugget that Boardman hasn't won since 2015. I think they get their first win since that. I'm going to go Spartans for the upset.
JB.
Boardman.
Luke.
Pitch.
Look at
James.
Quinn. What about
Not me. Quinn's just like.
Okay, go ahead, Quinn.
His name's Skip.
He just rolled off. He's done.
Jamie.
He's got to come back.
Boardman all the way. Lived there for 2 years. Got to go Boardman.
Anthony.
I like what I saw from last year. They beat Poland, and after that was one of the more pivotal points for Poland. But I saw some quality there, and I'm going to go with Boardman.
Munson.
So can I ask Ty a question? Ty, who's lost a lot of starters? Are they both coming back with a good amount, or?
Falcons have a decent amount of starters that are coming back. Devin Sherwood's a pretty good quarterback. I think what's going to play into it is the rain factor. He's a little mobile as well, though. So we'll be able to see if he could throw, but it might be a running game. That's why I said Boardman might have an edge with that because they have a lot of senior linemen and a senior running back that's really good.
Do your own damn homework, Munson. Jeez, oh man.
Hey, I'm just asking. Boardman then.
EB.
Ty, who are you loyal to, Boardman or Fitch?
I'm loyal to one. I don't go to Fitch anymore. I'm just
Boardman.
You're taking Boardman? All right, I'll take Fitch. Let's go with tomorrow's games. We got a ton now. We covered most of them. Valley Christian versus East Palestine. I'm going to take the Bulldogs just because everybody else takes – yeah, I am loyal. Ty Bartell, who do you got?
You ride with me with Fitch, I'll ride with you for them. We'll go Bulldogs.
Look at this loyalty across the board. Mackenzie.
I'll go Bulldogs.
Look at this! Upset City, JB.
Valley Christian.
Go to hell. Cute.
We've been telling him that for months now.
Hey, my ticket's already punched, so it's going down.
Cute.
Valley.
Luke.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I'm with
Jamie.
you.
Trains go too fast in East Palestine. Going with Valley Christian.
It's true.
What does that mean?
That's a reason.
Well, the kid's got to be back by 10 o'clock when that horn goes off.
that thing goes off. Does the game clear out?
They're studying, dude. All right, they got to be back to 10 for study their playbook. Anthony Malone.
I'm going with Valley Christian.
Muncie.
I'll take my heat from Tony later, but Valley Christian.
Wow, you are gonna get. Yeah,
he's gonna
EB.
come over and just do all kind of stuff in my room now.
It'd be a sin for me to say the words EP, so I'm gonna go Valley Christian.
Oh, that was ice cold, man. That was ice cold. All right, did we miss anybody? My roster is not up to date here. Do you know if we missed anybody?
Jackson, Milton, Louisville.
Jackson, Milton, Louisville. Let's give him.
Yeah, the game JB's calling.
Sorry, JB. Go ahead and you can have the floor here.
I'm going to go with Louisville. They were really good last year.
Did he say Wellsville?
Louisville.
Oh, okay.
I got you, JB. Go for it.
I'm going to go Louisville. Just too much. Jackson Milton doesn't have a lot. They're not. I'm not saying they're bad, but they're a couple years away. So I'm going to go Louisville big.
Quinn?
Louisville.
Luke?
Love me some Rockets.
Jamie?
Louisville.
Anthony?
I'm going Louisville as well.
Muntz?
Shoot the Rockets.
EB?
Rockets.
Michael McKenzie?
I'm going to go Louisville. I really want to go away from everybody else, but I just can't.
Ty?
I'll do it. I'll jump that gun. Jackson Milton, baby.
All right.
3, 2, 1, blast off. The Rockets are on to the moon, baby. That's it. That's our entire show, except for the one thing that we do every day at this time to close out. It is the G. Burbank Farms What's Your Beef? And we've got a new beefer, so you know what that means. Luke Schuster, what is your beef?
Right now, politics on freaking Facebook. I hate it. Don't want to hear anymore. I don't care who you're voting for. Leave freaking me alone in politics. End of story.
Respect. Anthony?
I'm picking Thunder and Lightning. It has been so long since we've seen football. We've almost didn't have it for a few minutes there, or a few months. But here we are. It's week 1. Thunder and Lightning. Hate it.
Months.
Mine's going to be, and I think somebody might have brought it up like a week or two ago or something, but all these people driving around with masks on in their own car. It just looks stupid. I'm like, what are you trying to, quarantine yourself from yourself? Come on. Look ridiculous.
EB.
Mine's going to have to be anyone not tuning in tonight. Don't complain that there's no way to watch the game because we're giving you the opportunity. $9.99, not 5, but 9.
Jamie.
I got a problem with anyone who tunes into my game tonight and has a problem with me being a homer. Sorry, that's just kind of how it goes.
At Hubbard, you're a homer. Let's go to Mike McKenzie.
I'm going to agree with Anthony Malone on this one. Mother Nature, she'll probably come after me, but come on. We haven't had football in forever, and you're going to take away, 4 games from today? 5? And push them back to tomorrow?
Yep. Ty Bartell?
It's going to be with Mother Nature as well, but not because of the games canceled, because it tried to prevent me from getting to Austintown from Ravenna today. This torrential downpour that we were driving in. Oh, my gosh. Almost stopped me from getting here. So, yeah, my beef's with the rain today.
Q.
It's with you and Paul for putting me with Jeff today. I hate you both.
I would have gladly took his spot and just
then take it.
It's too late now. It's too late.
Oh, look at him. He played that one so well.
I would if
I got a preparation process.
But I can't.
I gotta go through a preparation.
Yeah, it ain't hard.
Huh?
JB, what's your beef?
It's very hard. Not when you. I got.
Never mind. I almost said it. That's what she said.
You're
That's
gonna
not
be the
good.
smartest one in the box with him. He'll be fine.
I gotta prepare.
Quinn, this is. I don't deserve these shots. Okay.
Yes, you do.
I have to see Paul's big head. I gotta see Luke's big head. I gotta have my big head with small peanut brain in it. It's not my fault. My beef, not gonna lie to anybody, is roundabouts. Okay. EB brought this up a couple months ago. A lady just completely stopped in the middle of the roundabout today. Get it over to you. And I was like, go, lady. I beat the horn. She got mad at me and flipped me off. It's your fault, lady. And this show was fun, by the way. I look good in this show.
I gotta change my beef. I got a problem with Jeff Bezos. I freaking love roundabouts. Roundabouts are my favorite thing in the world. You can ask any of my friends whenever we're going somewhere. I'm doing 3 freaking laps.
You're that guy that screws up the whole roundabout Now the phone's ringing. Let me go answer it. Hello, YSN.
Yeah, go answer the phone.
We have derailed. We have derailed. The final beef. I'm going to say this: that it's been a long 3 years. It's been a long 3 years. We've gone through a lot of mud and muck, and we've put grass down, and we've seeded everything to get where we're at for tonight. Mother Nature, yeah, she's playing her cards, but I'll tell you this, guys: God is on our side, and it has been every step of the way. For those of you that have supported us, for those of you that have waved the YSN banner, for those of you who last night during the 8 minutes or however long that was officially that said, it's okay, just hang in there, they'll be back. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you've done for us over the last 3 years. And for those of you, and I saw it, and it's going to the back of my memory banks, and it's honestly going to be one of the chips on my shoulder. For those of you who didn't, for those of you who pointed the finger at us in a moment, and I mean a small window of a little bit of, we were down, right? You get punched in the face, you get down. Guess what? We got back up. And guess what? We'll get back up again, and we're going to keep going and moving forward, and we will remember those of you who decided that you were going to point the finger and laugh at us in a moment of weakness, and we'll come back stronger than ever. And I'll tell you what, you'll be my first call. So just keep that in mind if you want to point fingers the next time that we're down for 8 minutes or 8 seconds, all right? So that's my beef. If you want some of us, you're going to get all of us. So that's where it's at. YSN tonight, $9.99. Go get your game on one device, and on another device, tune into the Audible Call. Guys, this has been a Football Friday. Luke Schuster, thank you for joining us, sir.
Anytime.
Make sure you tune in for the NMB Audible Call with Mike Ackelson tonight, 7 to 10. Luke, for anybody that wants to get to know you a little bit better, how do they do that?
Oh, Facebook, email, Nationwide Mortgage in Poland, Ohio, 330-651-7081. Refi now, purchase now. Let's go.
Let's go. He is breaking the banks. Literally, he is killing it. The fastest growing mortgage company in America, and we are just trying to jump on their cape and be the best streaming service in the country. Guys, that's going to do it. Say goodbye, and let's go play some football.
Football Friday, baby. Let's go.
Yay.